Who would have ever thought that one boob could cause so much drama? It's February 1st, 2004. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake are wrapping up a halftime performance at Super Bowl 38. Justin reaches across Janet's chest, pulls, and exposes her breast on live TV. Now, technically, he didn't expose her whole breast. She did have a pasty covering her nipple. But that was enough to start what would come to be known as the infamous Nipplegate. The official explanation was a wardrobe malfunction. According to both Janet and Justin, the plan was for Justin to pull up a piece of clothing and only reveal Janet's red lace bra. But the tearaway didn't work as expected, and Janet's breast was exposed to the world. And everyone pointed at Janet as though she had engineered the whole thing herself. Overnight, Janet Jackson went from one of the most respected entertainers alive to public enemy number one. The FCC received over 500,000 complaints and ended up fining the NFL a record $550,000. The sponsor of the halftime show, AOL, demanded a refund of the $10 million they paid the NFL. The same week of the Super Bowl, both Janet and Justin had already been scheduled to perform at the Grammys. Janet was supposed to do a tribute to Luther Vandross. But even though both artists issued public apologies within 24 hours of the incident, CBS, the network that aired the Super Bowl and the Grammys, rescinded Janet's invitation to the Grammys and replaced her with Celine Dion. Not only was Justin still allowed to attend, but he performed and won 2 Grammys. It seemed like Justin was getting off scot-free and Janet was getting thrown under the bus. The news was relentless. Her music was quietly pulled from MTV and VH1. Her album rollout was affected. Radio blacklisted her. When Oprah asked Janet if she felt like Justin left her hanging, she said,
like I said, friendship is very important to me, and certain things you just don't do to friends. Yeah. And in my own time, I'll give him a call.
So when you say certain things you just don't do to friends, you think him ripping the whole thing off? Is that what you're talking about?
No. When you had said, certain things were said supposedly, or that he had said, during that whole fiasco, I had heard, and kind of leaving you out there hanging.
So you do feel that he left you hanging?
To a certain degree, yeah.
Okay.
Years later, Justin will give his perspective again.
It's an understatement to say that it was sort of unfair. If you consider it 50-50, I probably got 10% of the blame. And that, I think that says something about society. You know, I think that America's harsher on women, and I think that America's, you know, unfairly harsh on ethnic people.
As time passed, more people started to recognize how unfairly Janet Jackson was scrutinized over her wardrobe malfunction. But that incident helped change the entire media landscape. Live TV became even more scrutinized. The FCC cracked down on broadcasts. Networks started using time delays for live shows. Nipplegate became a turning point that reshaped what American TV was allowed to show.